Part 2. Futures. Thinking about life in terms of spoons can be an exercise in empathy. And empathy and open conversation is also crucial for Leela and her interactions with others.
I guess I would just change people's experience, ability to see outside of their own experience. I also think that when people can't see outside of their own experience at all, it's hard because it's hard for people to see outside of their own experience, and it's not necessarily their fault. And they see someone who has a different experience than them, they immediately think, that's so weird, why are they doing that, I guess it's just I guess what I'm saying is, I think sometimes I would like for people to understand that the ability to control your own body is a blessing,
When one's body or mind is difficult to control, the act of self-care is not just a radical expression, but a necessity.
Today I was finally I can write poetry again because I've had seasonal depression all fucking winter. And the sun was out and I was I'm alive. I get that creativity comes from emotion, obviously. Mm-hmm. My creativity comes from emotion too, but when I'm really creative, it's when I'm I feel alive and present and nourished. Honestly, it comes from times in my life where things felt hard, or something felt hard. I felt like something I had to overcome,
So I with stand-up, it's always I have a very stream of consciousness comedic style that's also absurdism. So when I lie down, I get to listen to my rants in more of a cohesive way, and then I can write them down, and it becomes less sporadic and more makes sense.
Finding beauty in difficult times is a large part of Sarah's strength-based approach, which focuses on people's assets rather than their deficits.
A lot of the assessments, the more traditional ones that you do in acute settings, are what is limiting this person, or what does this person need, and not really what is this person good at, and what are this person's qualities. Which is if you're going to enable somebody, you want to think of the things that they already have in their control and they already have access to that could help them.
I think the common misconception is it must be so it must be awful, it must be so bad, your life must be miserable. And it's not miserable, it's just weirder. I feel for me, I just feel it's a Broad City episode directed by David Lynch. I just feel it's so for me having anxiety and depression, unwanted thoughts, it just makes things a little more weirder, but I kind of like it.
Aisling explains the role of motivational interviewing in patient-physician relationships in figuring out patients' own goals and values.
And you've probably already heard of motivational interviewing and other methods that we now use to kind of check in with where people are and to figure out from what they're saying to us what they value in their lives and how we can improve upon that value. Right, which is should be the point of medicine in the first place, right?
I was working in A&E, which is what they call emergency rooms. And I would be trying to get people out of bed and do a walking assessment or a toilet assessment or a stairs assessment. Oftentimes people couldn't even sit up, and you have to, that's another time when you kind of check your privilege and think, oh, actually we have to start from the basics.
The whole dialogue around the medical school about or in medicine in general and training is about how to exercise and how to be healthy and look a certain way, or have a certain BMI, is totally goes out the window when you're talking about people with physical changes to their bodies that put them outside the realm of able-bodiedness. I don't know, it's just, I think we make a lot of assumptions about the kinds of things that people are able to do on their own.
This has been Part 1, Realities, and Part 2, Futures. While this podcast is over, these stories and others like them continue to challenge the present narratives and norms.